My name's Ali Brady and I'm early years senior teacher. I teach a 1-2 class. It's 24 students and approximately 35 to 40% are English as a second language students. I wanted the students to work together collaboratively. Usually that collaboration will expand their thinking because they question each other and take each other to new learnings that perhaps they wouldn't have done on their own. Firstly, tuned the students into the mathematics learning. After the tune-in, we do a little bit of explicit teaching, just explaining the lessons, breaking off into small groups where children can collaborate with each other and draw out their discussion and return back for a reflection and a sharing of what they had got out of the lesson today. My learning's done with Dr. Tyson Yunkaporta. He's done some research based around the 8 ways of learning, which are ways that Indigenous kids learn really, really well. I've found that those ways support Indigenous learners but are also fantastic for all learners. So the No Language tune-in and introduction originated from watching Indigenous learners learn processes from their grandparents or from elders in the communities. They don't ask lots of questions and there's not lots of talking, and in fact they can sit for days and just watch a process. Where I'm saying no language is I'm taking away the confusion that often is provided by lots of talk if English is your second language. Even though there's no language, there's lots of obvious methods that they were using. Some were using fingers, some were drawing, some were onto numbers, some hung back and really weren't sure at all. So there was lots of information that I was gaining as a teacher. Part of the 8 ways of learning is the drawing, the yarn at the start or a sand drawing. Once again taken from Indigenous culture, a very successful way of passing down knowledge. So if you were communicating with clans that had a different language dialect, you would use pictures in the sand, and so that I find is really successful with students of all ages. It's another form of expression and I find works really well when I want to collaborate in a group and get everybody's opinion. It's a really good way of sharing and adding on to knowledge. And once again, if I've got students of EALD, they're perhaps not confident sometimes to talk in front of the group, talk in front of a class, but often with sand drawings they'll elaborate and show us what they know. Okay, I saw some really great things then. I saw lots and lots of knowledge. Look at all the things we know about number 8. Who can put their hand up and tell me something they've noticed about our sand drawing here that wasn't your picture or your story? Magella, what have you got down there?
4 times 2.
What does that mean?
4 groups of 2.
4 groups of 2. What else can we see? Robert?
16 divided by 2 equals 8.
So together we know lots and lots about the number 8. Today I'm looking for the conversations you have with each other about the numbers and the maths. I'm also looking at how people work together as a group and how we're using everybody's knowledge to discover the answer. Okay, our first group, I've forgotten the number again. This time I know it had 2 digits in it, so I've given you 2 spaces. And I remember it had a 9 somewhere. I can't remember if a 9 was at the front or if a 9 was in the ones column. I'm aware of the students that need extension and scaffolding through their past learning with me in the classroom. So the ones that needed scaffolding had the concrete materials provided, and I modelled very heavily how to work out the solution. Have we made one of those before? Yep.
It's ready, we figured
So see
it
if there's
out.
another one.
We figured it out.
We've made explicit to the students that the process is what I'm looking for, not necessarily the answers. and that expectation then develops their critical thinking. So I'm not looking at finding a correct answer, I'm looking at the process, and they're assessed on the process, and that's what I want them to improve. Okay, can you show me please with your thumbs up, down or in the middle how your group worked together as a group? Those people who had their thumbs up, what sort of things did you see that made your group work well together? Bella?
We done teamwork.
How did you do teamwork?
We helped each other out.
Great, because lots of heads together.